Live.
Okay, you don't.
Good judge.
1 minute.
She said that a minute ago. Gotta just settle down. It's that wind. Gets to me.
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the meditation portion of the service at Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Janelle Carroll, and I am a religious science practitioner here at the center. As always, let's begin with our breath, bringing your attention to the inhale, the exhale. With each exhale, finding that rhythm that is natural for you. Spirit breathing as you. Slowly clearing your mind. Any thoughts that come up. Okay. Letting them go. Breathing deeper. Into that state within. That space of spirit where the still, small voice is waiting for your attention. In preparation for this meditation, I've been thinking of home. What that means. And I was reading a book to a group of 4-year-olds about a little boy named Matt who had made some poor choices and said, without his dinner and in his room became a jungle. And there was water and clothes, and he traveled through days and in and out, weeks and in and out years to a place where the wild things are. And the king of the wild things. Life was all that he wanted. There came a time when, as the author words in that book, Matt longed for that place where someone loved him best of all. And I thought, what a wonderful description of home. That place where someone loves you best of all. And as we consider that space, that place where someone loves you best of all, I remember that Ernest Holmes in his book Anatomy of Healing Prayer wrote that we are fourth-dimensional beings. Fourth-dimensional beings. This is our home. That place outside of space and time. You're there right now. You're always there. That space where someone loves us best of all. It's our home. That place that has never known trouble, never known discomfort, it's never known fear. That space within spirit, where you are loved. Rest in that space, that home, where spirit loves you best of all. a place where spirit loves you festival. We have our experience of wild things. Jungles grow up around us. We travel through the days and the weeks and over the years, only to find ourselves once again longing for that space where someone else has had it. When I remember my source, when I remember I am a fourth dimensional being, then everything falls into place. I feel safe and comfortable. I don't need to think or do anything. I am home. My perfect good just comes, shows up. Any conflict or problem resolved before you even recognize it. That is the space of spirit. It is your home. And when you're there, everything feels right. Because you checked in. And at any moment, this moment, all moments, I can check in. Check in with that place where someone, something, where I feel loved as well. As I checked in with home. Thank you for joining us in meditation this morning. And namaste.
Good morning, and welcome to Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Tammy Evans, and I am a licensed religious science practitioner. I'll be sharing announcements with you today. A huge thank you to everybody joining us here today in person and on our Facebook page for meditation and Sunday celebration. Thank you to everyone who's already turned in their 2023 pledge cards. Your conscious contributions are greatly appreciated. Our pledge goal for 2023 is $125,000, and we are at $32,000, which is 25.6% of our goal. We appreciate the abundance that is gathering and growing our community. We will be holding a holiday season outreach initiative, and it will run through Sunday, December 4th. We are partnering again with JUST, a Columbus-based nonprofit supporting justice, unity, and social transformation. Matt Vidal is coordinating this outreach program for CCSL. We will be collecting seasonal clothing for all people, adults and children. We also encourage you to bring in non-perishable food items. Our contribution will be dispersed on Saturday, December 10th from 11:30 to 1:30. Please bring in your donated item each Sunday, and if you're interested in assisting Matt in setting up and staffing our table for the Saturday events, please reach out to him at matthew.vidal@gmail.com. This is just one of the ways we literally live our mission of serving the transformation of individual lives. We do this through our commitment to spiritual practice and deep community, using spirit and science mind principles as our compass. Please join us in our Just Holiday Giving Project to practice the spiritual principle of love, the self-givingness of the universal spirit through us and out of us. Our holiday craft and bake sale is back this year on Sunday, December 4th. Calling all vendors and baker donators. See your recent CCSL e-newsletter and use the link to register or sign up today in the lobby. Dave Scarborough will facilitate a workshop, The Human Journey, on Sunday, November 13th at 11:45 to 2 p.m. here at the center. You can sign up and get more details at the information table in the lobby or register using the link in your recent e-newsletter. Please note there is limited attendance for this, so sign up to save your spot. If you want to facilitate a workshop on a Sunday afternoon, complete a 2022 CCSL request form in the e-newsletter or contact the office. We would love to have you share your talents with the community. Would you like to host a divine dining event to support the center? If you have questions to how this works, just ask us. The registration form link is in your e-newsletter or call the office. And we have two convenient ways for you to donate to CCSL. We have a new web giving link and text to give number. These are both on the slide and you can access them from your latest e-newsletter. Are you getting our monthly e-newsletter? It's full of important information about CCSL. If you're not receiving it, please leave your information with Julie before leaving today. And as always, if you would like prayer after service or anytime throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. Today after service, our practitioners will be in the anteroom just outside these doors. That's the news for today. Let's all stand and sing our opening song, One Big Family.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet.
Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Amy Papadupolo, and it is my honor to welcome you here this morning. We are an inclusive organization, no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, and it's all a spiritual journey. You are welcome here. Hello to all of the online watchers. Please feel free to share our live stream to your own Facebook page. We are glad you are watching us virtually at this time. Also, if you are watching us at a later time, we are glad you are watching us. Thank you for making Columbus Center for Spiritual Living part of your day, or evening, or morning, no matter when you watch us. We will be uploading the service later on today to our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. So please say our mission statement with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. And I'd like to thank practitioner Janelle Carroll for the meditation today. Now I'd like to reintroduce practitioner Tammy Evans.
We now begin our sacred service with ringing of rolls. A reading from Eric Butterworth's Spiritual Economics. Before you formulate a desire in mind, it is God in you desiring. Before you have an urge, there is a moving of spirit in you, prompting you in that direction. Now let the music take us within for the silence.
With every
is all that there is. It expresses through us as oneness, wholeness, unconditional love, and so much more. We are one with the one, and it shows up each and every day, wanting to experience life as me, as us. I am the hero of my journey. Our journey is to find the truth and presence that lies at the center of each and every one of us. I recognize that unconditional love, wholeness, and oneness is our spiritual home, and it is available to us anytime, anywhere. I show up in this world as authentic, knowing that my home, along with my spiritual home, is a place where I can show up as my perfectly imperfect self. And I am seen. You are seen. I am grateful for the journey that has led me here to my spiritual tribe, for it is here that we experience oneness, wholeness, and unconditional love. Here we are one. I release us into the law that says yes to all this and more. I let it go, I let it be, and so it is.
I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me.
So before I begin, I just want to say to the musicians, gosh, you guys sound amazing today, really. Let's give them a hand. You always sound amazing, but for some reason today my ears heard it differently. My heart heard it differently. So, we are in a new month. We are in November. Today, I believe, is what, November 4th? No? Really? How did that happen? Gosh, right? November 6th. So, we have a new theme. And also, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like, as I put away my Halloween stuff, not getting out my Christmas stuff, but like transitioning from Halloween, like the beginning of fall, into like Thanksgiving. So we're getting ready to go into that time of kind of the fallow, I think that's what they call it, the fallow time, the time where the earth kind of goes to sleep, is quiet, and we kind of go into our own kind of darkness, go into our own, we spend less time outside, we spend more time inside, so we can go more inside. That's kind of how I think about the beginning of this time and into the winter. And as we do that, today's theme is home. And our theme for the year is Living Everyday Wonder. And our top title today is There Is No Place Like Home, from the movie Wizard of Oz. Yes. gets swept up in a tornado, right? Gets her house, lands on the Wicked Witch of the North, and she goes on her journey until she finds the Good Witch of the East, Glenda. I think she's the Good Witch of the East. And then she tells her to click her heels 3 times and go home, right? Everybody knows that. That's seen that. Let me get down here. Did you know that when they made, Frank Baum is the man who wrote the story, when they made his adaptation from the story to the film, that the shoes were not red, ruby, they were silver. Yes, that's right, they were silver. And they were silver because, this is something that you may know, they were silver because at the time when Frank Baum wrote this story, or this allegory, an allegory is simply a teaching story, it was when the United States was trying to figure out if they were going to back our currency, our dollars, with silver or gold. And in fact, the whole story of The Wizard of Oz is an allegory for what was happening in politics in America in the late 1800s. So today's talk is about the hero's journey. We know that Joseph Campbell said, "We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us." Joseph Campbell also said, "You are the hero, or the heroine, I would say, of your own story." And George Moore, an Irish novelist, said, "A man travels the world over in search of what he needs and returns home to find it." Kind of like our heroine in the story, Dorothy. So as we begin our talk today, as we talk about the hero's journey, let's look at it as if it is a metaphor for the human journey of psychological and spiritual growth and transformation. The myth begins and ends in the place we all call home. And this week we're going to discuss the journey and contemplate where we see ourselves in our own hero's journey. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, and the Holmes Reader on Practical Wisdom said this: "The Spirit of God is an undivided and an indivisible wholeness. It fills all time with its presence and all space with activity of its thought. Everyone is an incarnation of God, a unique incarnation, all rooted in the one life. Your endeavor, then, is not so much to find God as it is to realize God's presence and to understand that this presence is always with you. Nothing can be nearer to you than that which is the very essence of your being. Your outward search culminates in the greatest of all possible discoveries, finding God at the center of your own being. Life flows up from within you." That's what Holmes told us. The hero's journey represents the outward search to find the truth and the presence that has always lied within us. The recognition of God's presence within is the realization that unconditional love, wholeness, and oneness is our spiritual home, which we can access anytime. So I want to go back to what Holmes said. He said, your endeavor is not so much to find God. It's not so much to find God, but rather to realize God's presence and understand His presence has always been within you. Now this is different than the traditional Western teachings of religion, the Abrahamic religions, Judaism and Christianity, where oftentimes we are taught that we have to find God or turn our lives over to the one. A little different in the Science of Mind and New Thought in that we say it's not about finding, but it's really about discovering and remembering that God, that love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance, is that I am within us. And this hero's journey, I love the metaphor of using the Wizard of Oz as the hero's journey, because it really just dovetails beautifully into that. Because as Dorothy was looking for home, when she met the good witch Glenda said, we've always had the power to return there, to click your heels. How many times? 3 times, right? Mystical number. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Body, mind, and soul. To click your heels that mystical 3 times, and it returned Dorothy to where she came from. She just had a journey to get there. So our hero's journey begins and ends at home, much as our own hero or heroine journey begins and ends at home. The home is the place the place for the hero, where there is shelter and safety. But sometimes it also represents repression. So metaphorically, the walls that protect the child, that keep the hero in the making, in a sheltered state, that child eventually, as they become teenagers, feel suppressed and repressed, and they want to break free and go on their own journey. Think about how many myths in our culture, in our world cultures, talk about this journey. And when I say myth, the actual term for myth doesn't mean that it's untrue. That is myth. But rather, for Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell, myths represent our collective human psyche, illuminating universal principles and truths that apply to the entirety of the human family. So they're just stories. Myths are just stories that get passed down. Joseph Campbell, in his book, A Hero with 1,000 Faces, says the hero's journey represents the process of psychological and spiritual transformation from innocent child to mature, self-actualized adult. Everyone has this potential and capacity to be the hero or the heroine of their own life's journey. Some of us embark on it on purpose, some of us by accident. But according to Campbell, a hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. And this journey entails a challenging and evolutionary process that serves to shape, strengthen, and prepare the individual for their work. So think about how many heroes' journeys are in our mythology, even our Western mythology, let alone our world mythology, and how much we have to give up and go out on our journey just to come back home. The Buddha, sitting and attaining enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, gave up everything that he had to go out on his journey. And sometimes when people go on these journeys, and as they have an evolution in their consciousness, sometimes, like Paul on the road to Damascus, there's an outward expression of their change in consciousness as they go on this journey. So Paul, on the way to Damascus, was struck down by God, was stricken blind, and then after his conversation with God, he experienced a conscious, I'm getting so many downloads, like, my being is just like, just pause here, okay. So he was stricken blind, and when he came out of that after his conversation with God, he decided to change his name from Paul to Saul as an outward expression of his evolution. And Margie, as she's going through ministerial school, just finished her 5 regional exams this week, which was huge. Yay, Margie! That is 30, that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours. I've taken them, that's a lot of hours. So sometimes you see in religious science that ministers change their names after they get through ministerial school as an outward expression of a conscious evolution. Okay. So, back to our heroine, Dorothy. Our hero's journey, really, we can look at it as every person's journey. And at the end of The Wizard of Oz, Glinda tells Dorothy that she's always had the power to return home by clicking her heels 3 times. And like Dorothy, we all have the power to return back to our home within ourself, where when we know our true nature, which is God, which is love, light, life, when we know that that's our true nature, we can come back to home and commune with that presence, is that what we are. I think part of this is our work in the world, and especially as in this movement, to get the word out that we are, that God is all there is, that we are one with God, and also, are we walking this talk? Are you living from that place that is divine within you, that loves you, that forgives you, that there is grace? And boy, am I not talking to myself right now. Because as I move through my day as a minister in this movement, which I'm a public school teacher, I don't always tell people that I'm a minister because they treat me differently. But as I move through my day, do I walk this talk? Something for me to contemplate in my own mind. But oftentimes, yes, I would say yes. Some people will say, as I wrap this up, that the Bible is an allegory. And an allegory is is a story that's a teaching story. Some people will say that the Bible, like the founders of Unity, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, said that everything within the Bible is metaphysical, meaning that there's something behind what we actually see. So, we'll just try that on for today. Let's just imagine that the Bible is allegorical. And because the Bible is so huge, I'm not going to use that as an example. I'm actually going to use Frank Baum's, his story of The Wizard of Oz to explain the allegory, how he used this story that we all know and how we can apply it to our lives and what is actually showing up in our life, like the Wicked Witch of the West. What does that actually mean for us? So in The Wizard of Oz, it was in the late 1800s where industrialism was starting to be the commonality of not only America, but also in England. Machines had just been invented. They were becoming more and more used in our everyday life. So that meant that the farmers and the agricultural workers were suffering a bit because they were losing their jobs due to this new industrialization. So in Frank Baum's, in his Wizard of Oz, Dorothy represents the everyday person, leaving home, having this journey, and then returning home. The Tin Man, remember the Tin Man? He represented the factory workers of the industrialization. But the factory workers, if you remember, the Tin Man had no heart. That's what he wanted. So the workers were being treated as just like a Tin Man, like with no soul or no heart. The Scarecrow represented the farmers of the West, who at that time they were also dealing with drought. Remember the crows? The Scarecrow was really afraid of the crows. He was afraid of fire, because that was drought. The farmers are afraid of drought. The Cowardly Lion is kind of an outlier. He was actually the Democratic presidential nominee. His name is William Jennings Bryan. Lion and Brian Ryan. So he, all this stuff is online, but he was a person that would like roar very loudly, and then he was really looked at as cowardly. The Wicked Witch of the West was American politics at that time, because Frank Baum, this was all about the political, what was happening during that time. The Munchkins were the Americans that were under the spell of the Wicked Witch. And remember what else the Wicked Witch had? The Flying Monkeys. The Flying Monkeys were the Native Americans and the Asian workers who were under that spell and had horrible things done to them through American politics. The Emerald City, we're almost done here. The Emerald City is green because the color of money is always green. The gold is if we back money by gold. But remember that when Dorothy got to Oz, it wasn't the great Oz. It was the man behind the curtain pulling all the strings. So that, in the story, that is if we back the money with gold, it's only going to lead to DC, and it's a facade, basically. And then Glinda, the Good Witch of the North, this is the last one, this was kind of an outlier. She was the imperial American foreign policy. So they, at that time, believed that we should have more with foreign policy outside of our borders. And all of these, oh wait, there's Toto.
Don't forget Toto.
Toto. So remember, Toto was Dorothy's little companion. Toto, they say, is, and I've read a couple different explanations. Some people say that's just a dog. And other people say that it was a representation of the movement of prohibition that was coming, and that Toto is short for teetotaler. So I read both. So I offer this, and in conclusion, I offered this example of a hero's journey because Dorothy always had within her what she needed to get what she wanted, which was to go back home. How many times in our lives do we want to go back home or go back to a place where we're safe, where we're loved? And I have a big one for like kinesthetic things that help me remember, and maybe this week my students will see me going 1, 2, 3. But what it will do is it will help my body to shift. And I also offer this, that the idea of whatever we have going on in our life that's pulling us away from our center, that's pulling us away from the I am of who we are, whether it's fear or hate or judgment or a 17-year-old teenager. What if those are just an illusion? What if that's just an allegory for something else that's deeper, that is ours to wake up to? It is for us and not against us. As we clear the lens through which we look at reality, this is our work to do. There is no place where God is not. And with that being said, sometimes we need to rest. Sometimes we need to put some space between that which is chasing us like in a poppy field. So this week I encourage you to remember that you are the hero or the heroine of your own journey. And what phase are you in on the road to Oz and coming back to yourself? As you explore this inquiry, think about your possible next steps. Think about what help might guide you in the next level of your growth and spiritual evolution. For this is our work this week and this month. So let's take this into prayer. So as I go to that place where I know that I know that I know that I am that one that looks back at itself in the mirror, and all of the qualities of the divine, the love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance. That is the I am within me. It is not that these are within me, qualities within me, but rather these are the qualities that I am. So from this oneness, from this remembering, I speak a word on behalf of each and every person hearing my voice this morning in person, online now or later, knowing that we are awakened and aware of our hero's journey on our conscious evolution to up level and rise up and remember that we are a unique expression of the Most Holy and the Most High. And this is not only true for each and every one of us, but this is also true for each and every person we encounter, no matter how they show up, as the good witch Glinda or the wicked witch of the West. It is all for us and not against us. So I release this prayer treatment into the law, knowing it is done. It is my job to say thank you. And please join with me by saying, and so it is. Now is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you continue to consciously contribute to Columbus Center for Spiritual Living during this time right now. We are honored to be able to support you. Thank you for all of the ways that you give. Thank you for all of your tithes. Thank you for all of your pledges. It is important for CCSL and CSL because it helps us to create a world that works for everyone, which is our vision statement. As we engage with the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source. We are simply circulating God's energy in the form of giving and receiving. So I encourage you, as the basket goes around, as you put your giving in there, please do it very consciously. And if you have nothing to give today, please, I still encourage you to put your hand over the basket and give. And this morning also remember, as we give, we receive. So give and receive. And please say, if you want to pay with a credit card, Robin has the square. Please say our affirmation with me. And if you'd like, you can put it over your heart or put it on your head, whatever you want to do. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
As we circulate, join us in singing, God is my source. 1, 2, 3.
Love is my source.
for it is his nature to give, to provide way beyond need. I am one with his goodness and plenty, heaped up in overflowing abundance. The riches of this universe flow endlessly through, around, and in all those things which the Creator brought forth, and those things are right here and right now. I realize these gifts as being eternal, endless, fulfilling, and loving. I claim that our abundance comes through the abundance of God in all things. I open the door of abundance and I allow His gifts to flow freely in and through our center. I claim that our center is abundant. With grateful gratitude and unstopping flow, I release this law that has already said yes, as I receive and accept these gifts, knowing that the channels have been opened and are flowing freely, or it is already done. I've let go and I let God, and together we sing.
So it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So thank you to practitioner Janelle Carroll for the meditation. Thank you for Tammy Evans, for being on platform with me today. A big thanks to our center band, Tony Bernardi on piano, Steve Caracas on bass. Thank you to Julie Colburn for being our service coordinator. Thank you for Mac Daddy Ware for live streaming to Facebook. Thank you to Robin Brookhouse for doing the slides. Thank you to the amazing Jody Bauman and Wayne Carter for being our song leaders. And thank you to everyone that helped set up today. And last but not least, thank you to all of you that are here this morning. Thank you all that are watching online or watching later on. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So we're glad you're here. You are invited back next week, not that week, but the week after that. No, I'm just kidding. You're welcome back here every single week. And if you are joining us for the very first time in person or online, we'd like to give you a welcome packet that gives more information about who we are and what we teach. Julie Colburn has the welcome packets back there. You can see her. And if you're watching online and you would like for us to send you a welcome packet, please send us a private Facebook message. So that is our service for this morning. Please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is. So let's please all stand and sing our closing song.